1830s and 40s, the Upper Iowa was the eastern center of the neutral ground, and from 1840 to 1848, that area was home to Winnebago, who had been forced out of Wisconsin to make way for the west-moving frontier. In the years the Winnebago lived on the Upper Iowa, journalist John L. O'Sullivan coined the phrase manifest destiny to explain what seemed the inevitable and God-ordained right of Euro-American settlers to displace not only native people, but also the living world of which they were an integral part. This is an image of Fort Atkinson, erected in the neutral ground to help federal soldiers keep an eye on the Winnebago Ho-Chunk, perhaps also to protect them. The chiefs who held sway were traditionalists, like Coming Thunder Winnesheek, appointed head chief, whose story I follow, and Wakanhaga Decorah, the tribal orator, who spoke eloquently in defense of the tribe's position when it came to selling land. The tribe was caught between holding to traditional ways or assimilating, as these Winnebago children outside their English language school were forced to do. This assimilation process was promoted by federal appointees, such as Reverend David Lowry, and such chiefs as Little Hill, though it was resisted by the traditional chiefs. It was also resisted by the fur traders like Henry Rice, who made astonishing profits off their dealings with the Indians. Questions to consider for this chapter. How is the view of land and water articulated by the Winnebago orators at odds with that of the U.S. government and the settlers who wanted to displace the Winnebago? And 2, what did you think the 1840s frontier was like before you read this chapter? How does the book's view compare with your original idea?
Oh dear, John Deere sank the steel into the land. Oh dear, John Deere, some things you give you cannot get back again. Some things you give you cannot get back again. Some things you give you cannot get back again. Some things you give you cannot get back again.
This dam in Old Town runs the only millworks still connected to an impoundment on the Upper Iowa. Such impoundments of the river multiplied after settlement because water powered the transformation of the frontier. The importance of water power can be seen in this earliest aerial map of Decorah, with 3 dams and the mills they powered in the center of town. The chapter follows 2 settlers, the Norwegian pastor's wife, Elizabeth Corrin, and Yankee farmer, William Beard. In this period, the landscape of savanna, prairie, wetland, and forest was slowly transformed to a landscape of fenced fields, as pictured in this atlas drawing of the farm of William Beard. Dams and the mills they served were built up and down the river in this period, like this one, the Tavener Dam, below the college where I work. Here are some questions for Chapter 8. What are the ways settlers' views and values transformed the land community of soil, water, air, plants, and animals? How did it transform the way people were connected to the land? And 2, what differences do you see in the outlooks of people like Mrs. Corrin and William Beard? How would you explain these?
Glory, glory on my soul, glory, gloria. Glory, glory on my soul, glory, gloria. Glory, glory on my soul, sings glory, gloria.
In the 8th chapter, Steam, Wind, and the Powers of Earth, I talk about changes in available energy. These new forms of energy altered the economy of the Upper Iowa Basin and helped people begin to view river conservation as a possibility. Steam power allowed railroads, like this first train to serve the Decorah area, to to move goods quickly and in great volumes. Steam powered farm work. Steam also powered industry. It even powered the electrical generation of light. But the cooling power of ice and water pulled up from deep wells, often pumped up by the power of wind, allowed the development of a dairy industry with creameries like this one, the water-cooled and steam-heated Arctic Creamery at Quandal, or this one, the Ice Cave Creamery in Decorah. I follow the lives of several people. Samuel Wise, a farmer raised on the Upper Iowa frontier, and a younger friend of his, Delia Brandt Musser, my great-grandmother. I also visit the Granger Farmers Co-op Creamery, working at the time I wrote the book, to allow Amish farmers to produce and sell milk without using the technology of a bulk tank. The shift from wheat fields to dairy pasture helped people see what a positive difference a change in land use might have on water quality. And the stripping of hills of trees to power steam engines led to new cries for forest conservation. The last phase of energy development in the chapter was created by large power dams on the river, like the lower dam, pictured here, and the upper dam that brought electricity to regional towns. Some questions. The environmental crisis of the late 20th and early 21st century is often linked to unappeasable desire for energy and easy transportation. In what ways were these issues important in the late 19th century history of the river basin? And 2, who spoke out for conservation and the health of the river in this period? What values motivated them?